Hello, everybody. We're streaming. This is my first stream in 5 years, I think, so it's very exciting. Going to be doing some mapping in OpenStreetMap today to try to get the Schuylkill River Trail extension on the map and try to micromap it as much as possible, despite the fact there's no aerial imagery for it so far because it just opened. You can see it behind me here. This is the architectural rendering, but we'll take a look at it and then we'll get it on the map. Let me switch over here. There's a little video that I found that this streamer or video maker Clark Hathaway posted. It seems like a really good overview of the project, so I thought I'd just show this before we started actually doing the mapping to figure out what's going on here. Um, yeah, so it's this cable-stayed extent suspension bridge that extends the Schuylkill River Trail over this sort of railroad track industrial area. It's connecting two existing parts of the trail called Gray's Crescent and the Schuylkill Banks here in Philadelphia. Um, and it opened just last weekend on the 17th, and it's super exciting to connect these parts of the trail. Apparently, it's the first cable-stayed suspension bridge in Pennsylvania. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they said uh, at the event, and I can't think of another one off the top of my head. Um, yeah, it's going to be awesome connection to get to Gray's Crescent, Gray's Ferry area from Center City, and then in the coming year, there's going to be another extension that goes all the way to West Philadelphia and Bartram's Gardens. Um, I live in Philly, so it was easy for me to go to the opening. This person's just biking in on the existing part of the trail from the north. Uh, that's the Schuylkill Boardwalk they built about 10 years ago, I think. Yeah, and this was where the ribbon cutting was in the opening section. Um, of course, Gritty was there because it's Philly. First one to bike across the bridge. Um, yeah, so I got a lot of pictures and I took some GPS traces. So we'll see what we can do to add this to the map um, in as much detail as we can. So the construction here, you can see it's divided. So we want to do one-way trails in each direction around this part of the suspension bridge. And the bridge doesn't actually go over the river, it goes along the river, but it goes over um uh this 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 fuel intake, I think for a power plant here, that has to be accessible. Uh and there's also like railroad tracks immediately on the side above and below this, so you can build on land around it. And it looks really cool. It's very expensive, but definitely looks cool. Cool. So yeah, let's start mapping. Jump into OpenStreetMap.org, click Edit, and this is the data loading over the aerial imagery that we do have. I think this is the latest from Philly. So yeah, 2023 ortho imagery. This took a few years to build, so um, right now it's 2025, and uh, so about 2 years old. If we try to load the background panel actually and see the actual date. Oh yeah, this was actually taken. Well, I'm a little suspicious because this is December 31st. Let's just say it was taken sometime in 2022. Uh, so I don't know if they had these pillars in by then, so we'll have to ruminate on that. Um, anyway, we have a nice alignment already, it looks like, for the basic outline of the trail. And if we take a look at the history here and go to the history panel, we can see that. It was actually edited since the trail opened. Let's see what they did. I like to use the Peiwu history viewer. So they fixed up the alignment here using a map roulette challenge. That's pretty cool. Looks like, yeah, three different editors have edited it since I edited it actually the day it opened, just to say it was no longer under construction, but we're going to add a lot more details today. Um, yeah, these are the tags in OpenStreetMap that define the trail, and different maps can visualize those tags or help people plan routes based on these tags. So if you wanted to bike from Center City to Grace Crescent, we want people to have apps that show them the trail. I was actually walking the trail on opening day, and somebody was trying to use Apple Maps to navigate, and they were like, "Oh, well, I guess maybe this trail isn't on the map yet." Like, okay, I guess you just assume that all the data is always accurate on the map. But it just opened, so it's definitely not going to be on Apple Maps yet, unless they, had a team to go press some button and update the data immediately, which they usually don't for smaller projects. Um, cool. So the alignment looks decent, but we're going to double check based on what I have surveyed. Um, so I have a GPS trace that I took on my phone. I can just drag and drop that file in here. Um, let's close these panes. Okay, yeah. So whoever updated this really had a good idea of the geometry of the trail. Um, and this here's the existing section, so this is where it was changed. Uh, yeah, but I think over here, yeah, this part here is all wrong. Um, so we're gonna have to fix that up. Um, yeah, this is right here. So this is where the actual bridge ends. I'm gonna split this way. I'm gonna tag this as not a bridge. Um, I'm just gonna align this to the GPS trace. As you can see, I walked it a few times. There's a few different traces here, and let's just take the average of those. I tried to walk like on the left and on the right to get the full width of the trail, but it looks like it's just a phone GPS, so could be off by a few feet. Um, See, the main trail comes along like this, and then there's this spur that connects up to the sidewalk here on the bridge. And then there's actually a tunnel here that goes under the bridge. It looks like it used to be this disused railway spur, this old industrial area. So yeah, we're gonna have to replace that line in a minute. Now I'll just put it like that. I want to map this spur here of the trail. Um, See, I had mapped this earlier. I mean, like earlier, like a few years ago, um, based on the proposed alignment, and it looks like I was way off. Which makes sense because there's not actually any steps here. It's just a very long ramp, um, which you could theoretically bike down, but they don't actually want you biking on it. We'll add that detail later. Oh, I was way off where the entrance was. The entrance is up here. Yeah, soon it would be across the street from the old one, but this is a divided. Is it divided? Oh yeah, there's Jersey barriers on either side, so they don't want anyone crossing there. Um, no point in lining them up, I guess. It's looking pretty good. Cool, yeah, and then this tunnel here. I'm gonna wait till I get the images out to micromap that. So yeah. And then I did walk along the the existing trail. This part here is existing. This section here that already has all the street lamps on it. So it's not a very long section, but it was just difficult because of these railroad tracks and this intake, this petrol intake. Cool, let's get out the photos now. Took a lot of photos to 363 items, but I'm not actually uploading any of them to anywhere at the moment. It's just referencing all my local files, but I can drag and drop them onto the editor, and they'll appear as these little photo hubs. So when I click on one, yep, it'll just load right here. Cool. So now I should be able to really get cooking now that we have all these photos. I think what I want to do is map the area of the bridge, which might be a little tricky, but we'll try to do that given only what we have here. Um, let's see this. Also, all these photos aren't exactly like the correct location. Okay, yeah. Pretty sure the bridge ends here. I don't know why they moved it. Somebody moved it there. Huh. Oh, maybe they weren't counting this concrete part as part of the bridge. That makes sense. Just the part where it actually leaves the ground. Sort of a splitting hairs type thing. Um, oh, we'll leave it here for now. Someone can definitely improve this once the new aerial imagery is in. If it was a, a less urban environment, you may be able to run a drone, but definitely need to get a drone license to do that and have a flight plan and all that to do it in Philly. Probably need a permit, special permit. The trail's pretty wide. I might be running this too thin, or maybe these look like the supports, so I'm just gonna do the to the edge of the supports for now. Don't connect it to the water. You can hold down Option in this editor to avoid connecting things. Yeah, yeah, this seems right. It might go a little beyond the supports, but I don't think by much. Close this. Yeah, so these are the big piers um, for the cable stayed suspension, and they actually form a circle in each location. Um, that might be a little tricky. I'm just gonna leave this here for now. Then we'll go back and add the circle part. I don't even know if this imagery is worth a rectified correctly. So maybe the GPS trace is a better guide, but close enough is good enough. Probably make this a bit wider. All right, we've drawn this part, but we still need to add the circular part. Um, I'm just going to do that by drawing a line. And right click and circularize it. Um, it's pretty good actually. This might be, this is much too large. I'm thinking about it because I tried to walk a circle around the pole. Um, it's going to be a lot smaller. Da-da-da. This square pier, I think, was just for construction. I don't think that's permanent. We're obviously not going to map the construction equipment. That seems more reasonable. Okay, now we'll just connect that up like that. Uh, but we got to combine these into one feature. Just we can split these and then delete the ways and do the same thing on this side. Yep, so now we have an opening here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Cool. And then we're going to combine all these to make one continuous segment. It's yelling at me, of course, because I haven't tagged this as anything yet, but it will be a bridge at one point. This doesn't seem right though, because this shouldn't be narrower here. It should be. Hmm, I'll just move these out. It is a wide bridge. I think it's wider than the old section, which is good because Schuylkill River Trail is super popular. And when there's a lot of people on it, it can be hard to hard to get by. Does it bend this much? I guess so. I don't want to make these even. Shouldn't have merged them so soon. Anyway, I'll just split it up again. And then I can copy. Oop, circularize it more. Copy and paste. Then I can move it into position. There, now that the piers are going to look the same, even if they're not the exact right size, then at least they'll look the same. I think they're pretty close though. It's always funny mapping an area where somebody mapped based only on surveys and not by aerial, but then you have the aerial that they didn't have because you're mapping in the future, and it looks like they didn't know what they were doing, but they're just doing the best they can. All right, just some geometry cleanup. Okay, let's get this bridge done. The rest of it's all pretty linear. And connect that up in a minute. Yeah, so here they even have the decking on. Um, so they had, part of the bridge complete years before the entire bridge was complete. I guess someone might even want to divide up this entire area by which area is like the fixed bridge and which area is the suspension bridge. If there's a, I think there's, yeah, the only part of it's the suspension bridge. So I don't care that much. But it's OpenStreetMap, so if anyone else cares, they can make that change. Oops. All right, now we're gonna make this an area by just tagging it man-made bridge. Oh, and yeah, add the layer. Is this what layer is this? Yeah, this is layer 2. This is also a bridge, so we want the bridges to be on different layers. Um, we want the layer of the area to match the layer of the trail. Cool. I'm pretty good already. This water is not doing it for me. I don't know exactly where it is currently, but just map it where it is in the imagery. Like they might have built some construction areas here to put their equipment on. I don't know if those are permanent or not. That looks funky, but we're just gonna go with it. Okay. All right, now I'll add the bridge tower. I guess I'll map it as a tower. It's very tall, so it makes sense to do that, I think. Um, cool. All right, now that we have the area, I'm going to go in and look at the photos I took and try to map all that stuff that I took photos of. Like over 300 photos of stuff like this that just has numbers of the poles. Um, what else do we got? Oh, this is annoying. See, like this isn't the right location, so I don't I don't know where I would map that without having the exact location. I'll put this fence in, I think. Oh gosh. So what I'm seeing is that the bridge has these tiny little ears here for the poles, which would be nice to include in the area of the bridge if I felt so inclined, because it's technically part of the area of the bridge. Oh, what else was I seeing there? Which photo was it? Use these to scan. Oh, it's an older photo. Anyway, I think what I saw was that the bridge decking is actually wider than the supports, which I don't even know what to do with that information right now. It's like I kind of like the bridge how I drew it, I think. It's definitely need some cleanup later. Okay, yeah, let's get to work on these poles and things. I'm just gonna kind of shove them here and we can someone else can fix it up later. I can fix it up in the future. Da, da, da. So I'm pretty sure it's just the bottom number I want to be adding. Yeah, C31. This was C32, wasn't it? But I think in another area all the numbers were the same. Yeah, so this is C32. I think that's like the type of poll, and then the bottom number is the actual reference number for the poll. So I'm just gonna map the bottom number, and the other information's cool to have, but you know, can't map everything. Uh, well, I guess we can try to map everything, just not at the same time. All right. Oh, the 41. Oh, I could just use this field here. So what I tried to do is take a picture of the poles as I approached them or when I was next to them, and then take a detailed photo of the number. So I think this would probably be located around there. Uh, Yeah, 40. Okay, the polled numbers appear to be in order. This was literally my first time walking across the bridge, and I was just taking a picture of every single pole. And everyone else was trying to get a picture with Gritty or just like, enjoy the day. And it's always the funny thing when you're surveying, is some people trying to figure out what you're doing or just feeling self-conscious about it, even though people usually don't care. Oh, okay, so in this area, there's a bump out. Um, I remember there were four benches on the riverside. So you get a nice view of the highway. That's nice. Um, but yeah, love to have benches. So I think we'll just sort of eyeball that. I couldn't get good photos because people were using the benches mostly. And there were like some tables with merch and soft pretzels and things. I don't even know how big this is. It's probably not that big. It's probably just around this support here. It looks different than the other ones. Um, oh, but there's one of them here too, maybe? I don't know. Remember there were two with backs and two without backs. I don't remember which was which, so I won't bother adding that information. These have to be metal. And add the color, why not? And the direction. I guess if they don't have backs, then they. Oh, no, that'll be good. That was easy, actually. Cool. Now the benches are on there. Back to the poles. This was to remind myself that there's a little roof type structure underneath the uh, train bridge, which they often add to old bridges, or yeah, mostly old bridges where things could fall off of them, like rusty components or paint chips, or things like gravel and coal could fall off trains. Um, just kind of funny solution to the problem. It's building a roof under your bridge. It's not even like water goes through it. It's not really a structure like a building type roof. I think I'll just map it as a shelter, like a sun shelter. No, it's I think that's a no, I don't want this type of shelter. Shelter, um, I guess it kind of keeps the sun off. Maybe there's a technical name for these, but I have yet to learn it. Um, this is this is definitely not the right type of shelter, but whatever. Um, let's square that up with I guess with the bridge actually, not with the other, or with the trail bridge, not with the railroad bridge. We gotta find the right layer for this. This is layer one. It's layer two. Well, we want this to be layer two actually. So I mean, so we want this bridge to be layer three, and I don't think there's anything on top of it. I'm gonna make a little sandwich. That looks like all the things. Just make that layer three. Cool. You could probably make this layer one too to match this, but we don't want them really, we don't really want them coinciding, even though this one is like on the other. Um, da. Oh yeah, this is the type of material on the roof of the shelter. Just like this grating, so chunks of of debris don't fall on people. Uh, okay, next poll, please. 36. Did we miss one? 38, 36. All the poles are on this left side of the bridge until we get to the suspension bridge part. Um, it looks like we did miss a pole, or they just skipped a number. You know what? There might be lighting. Is there lighting in here? Okay, yeah, there's lighting in here. So maybe they. I might have missed a pole, or maybe the lighting counts as the number. I don't know if they're numbering the poles or the lighting units. But if there's four lighting units in here, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it did look like there were four in there. Or even more than four? Oh no, that's it. That's just a. Oh no, there's one, two on this side. There's one, two, three on this side. Okay. These are, obviously different types of streetlights in the poles, but I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. I don't know all the subtypes for for these. It's just showing us drainage outlet. I guess we could just go through the photos in order. That might be easier. Here we have 35. 34. Yeah, definitely missed a pole. 33. And the geolocation's all over the place here, so hope I hope I get things pretty close to where they're supposed to be. There's some sort of street light down here actually on the ground, pointing at like it's probably for security at night to flood light on this area. It's really putting layers on these too. Might do that later. This would be layer 0 because it's on the ground, but everything on the bridge should be layer 1. Layer 0 is implied, so I don't have to add that. Uh, all right, yeah, that'll be about there. That's street lamp 30. Oh yeah. Okay, now we're on like the suspension bridge part. So now the numbers change completely. Now it's 55. And these are more than just lights. No, I think they're all lights, but they're different types of lights. These point upwards at the bridge, which makes it look cool at night, but I also kind of hate because when you point lights upwards, that's when you get really bad light pollution. Um, it's a city, so they don't care, but they should. So the birds go the wrong direction. Oh, we're doing the photos in order. Doo doo. 55, 53. Man, my GPS must have been way off. Way off is in like 10 feet, 15 feet. Um, USGS standards is that anything within 40 feet of true location is like accurate. So by government standards, it's excellent, excellent positioning. 51. Oop, did we miss one? I don't know. And this is like in a tree. Look at that. All right. 49. The position of these streetlight lamps is a little tricky because they're like on the pier, but they're on the other side of the guardrail. I'm not mapping the guardrail because that's like too much hubris to try to map that without aerial. Because it doesn't go entirely up to the edge, so I'd just be splitting hairs by like, I don't know, 6 inches. Yeah, you can see here. So each one of these is like a little bit off of the main part of the bridge. That was okay. So this wasn't just a construction thing. This is how they built the base uh, of the suspension bridge. I'm actually going to map it then. There's a square, right? Yeah, I think that's a square. It's just tapered. Yeah, I'm going to map that now as a bridge pier. I really don't like this tagging because there's no primary tag, but that's what we have for now. See, now I want this to line up perfectly. I'll just do it like that, even though it doesn't quite match the aerial. And do the second one. It's not bad, honestly. It's only like a few inches off. And I can actually add these to the river area as innerways, so it won't render water there. Cool. Okay, back to the polls. I think half this video is just going to be polls, but that's, that's a lot of the interesting part, the features. All right, 47. Got 49. Maybe it does refer to the lighting specifically, because I think there are two lights on this right here. Or are we just doing odd numbers? Oh, we're just doing odd numbers, duh. Because there's also poles on the opposite side when you're on the suspension bridge. There you go. Mystery solved. All right, maybe I will map these on the outside of the. Maybe I should be mapping these on the outside. I'll go move them. Once again, holding down Option so it won't snap to the bridge. Yeah, so it's gonna look like they're not on the bridge proper, which they're held up by the bridge, but the bridge has these little bump outs that I didn't map. Didn't map yet. Yeah, this will be better. This looks dead wrong. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, there should be a button to like zoom to the current photo. I don't think I can do it with Z. No, Z just goes to the current selection, which in this case, not where the current photo was. 53, 51, 47. Yeah, 47, 45. 43, 41. Oh, I think I took an extra photo there because I don't know why actually. Oh, because he couldn't see the light in this photo, it's just the pole, I guess. 41, 39. Why do we map all the streetlights? Would be a good question. Um, I mean, we just try to map everything that's interesting. There's a few ways they're actually useful though. Um, for one, it's nice to know which like if you wanted to learn about things like light pollution or night safety in an area, then knowing where all the street lamps are can tell you a lot about the, just the lighting situation, especially since this is a public right of way. Um, they're, I think they're owned by the Schuylkill River Development Corporation. I don't know if the city itself would do the maintenance on these or not, but if there's a maintenance issue, that this is brand new, but a few years down the line, if all the lighting, if lighting's not being replaced, it's just good to inventory all of your lighting. Uh, Helps with actual maintenance in real life if you can know where it is online. I'm sure like they have data for this already, but it's not public, and if it is, it's not in a single place combined with all the other street lamp data for the world. So that's why I want to add it to OpenStreetMap. And putting the reference numbers in can help. Say you have an emergency, you want to specify your location. You can say I'm by pole number 33, and if your emergency operators ingesting OpenStreetMap data, then they're going to have a really much better idea of where you are. It can get you help more quickly because of that. Um, and increasingly, 911 offices do use OpenStreetMap data because it's either just an additional data source from an official one, or in some cases, it's even better than an official data source. Okay, I think now we're off the suspension bridge part again, and we're going to be doing more. Just the streetlights are only on one side. We'll have to go back and map the lamps on the other side of the bridge once we're done this. Looks a little wonky. I think the trail's actually down here based on my trace. Just based on the geometry of the imagery. Um, but also the GPS is going to be a little less accurate when you're under a bridge or something. Mhm. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. And we're off the bridge. Yeah, this is the post marking the edge of the bridge. This nice engraving. They really spent some money on this thing. Look at that. It's really cool though. I guess I'll map that. I'm not exactly sure how I would map that. Monument? No, it's too big. Memorial's not quite right. It's just a block, really. No, that's not really what bear block means. Um, Pole? Oh, a marker. Yeah, it's a marker. I'm calling a marker. Wait, the it's just marker equals yes. It's the I don't like that. Why is the precept just marker equals yes? Let's do information equals root marker. That seems good. It's just Google Banks. It's the root marker. We can do the same thing on the other side of the bridge, because they also had them there. Okay. Whew. If we zoom out, you can see all of our street lamps that we added. We'll remove this overlay, this pink overlay in a minute. We're not in a minute, but when we're done, and take a look at our work. Oh yeah. See, this is more useful than just pointing straight down and hoping the location's accurate. Because I can see the relative location of all these things. In this case, I want to add this utility hatch. Probably about there. Da-da-da-da. Manhole. I think it says on it what kind of utility it is. Gosh, I think this is communication cable. So we'll call it telecom. I love this icon that Brian Housel drew for telecom. It's like more detailed than I would have drawn, but it looks awesome, I think. Oh yeah, I got a better photo of it there. Back to polls. 19, 18. Do you think it's going to go all the way down to one, or is it just going to stop arbitrarily? Vote now on your phones. So this looks like so you get the row of trees in. It's kind of nice to map trees when they're so plainly spaced out. It's landscaping trees. So I've got one, two, three, six, maybe seven. Seven. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven in a row. Um, I don't know exactly the spacing, but it was what here? Yeah. Oh, we'll just put them in. Spacing won't be totally right. Be decent. One, two, three, four. The two, I guess they're closer together. What are the chances all these trees survive 10 years? Don't know. One, two, three, four, five, six. But you'll never know if you don't plant them. That might be a little too close to the where I took the photo, but eh. Oh yeah, and move them all down. I can just do a lasso select like that and do a move. And I'm also gonna actually straighten these out so they're all perfectly aligned. Oh, it's a little, yeah, 'cause it's a little far from the actual trail here. Trash can, trash can, or a waste basket, as the British would call it, I guess. This is a different manhole. This one's electric. Power, I guess. Yep. You can see my shadow with my with my hair sticking out. And this is in front of the trees, actually. Yeah, and even if the actual location isn't exactly right, just knowing the number of features and the general layout and the general area can be really helpful because most people don't care exactly where the trash can is as long as they know that it's in this general vicinity, they can see it with their eyes. Ooh, bench, love a bench. Also, I love the degree direction thing in ID in the editor. Like, I don't know if anyone cares about this data, but it's just really fun to make it look the correct direction. Um, Might as well have the tags added before, since there's not too many of these. And this one has a backrest and armrests, actually. This one I had to reach around the sign to get a photo, and there's a power outlet here. I guess I could try to map the power outlets, but I'm kind of at a loss on how to map these exactly because they're street lamps, they're poles, they're power outlets. Some of them have security cameras. They have these little. Some of them have these little flag things. They're just a lot going on in a small area, so I'm just mapping them as streetlights. Someone else can map them better if they want. Uh, Reference 16. So this is just a temporary stage they built. I assume it's temporary. I guess they could leave a stage there, but it's it's definitely temporary. Yeah, so I couldn't I couldn't get this poll until later, but I did end up getting a spy shot because this is where all the electeds were hanging out, giving their speeches, thanking Ed Rendell. Just normal politician stuff. Um, 15, 14, 13. Maybe they will go down to zero or one. If they go all the way down to zero, I'd be impressed. That'd be some real developer action there. da, da, da. Street cabinets. There's two of them. I'll map two. Once we get aerial, we could do the area, but the area is very small, so it's not a big deal to ignore that. Where are we at now? Oh yeah, so this is showing where the trail's going up. This trail is asphalt. Did somebody add that? Yes. Great. These are some beefy trash cans. They have their own concrete pad. Very nice. Oh, why not? We'll add the and some more attributes. Okay. Street lamp. 12. Okay, now we get a good view of the tunnel. So these are abandoned railways, which means they don't exist anymore in OpenStreetMap. Generally, we don't map stuff in OpenStreetMap that doesn't exist, but in this case, people are like, yeah, we're going to map the absence of train lines, basically. It's something that used to exist and no longer exists. Um, but this tunnel, it like it's to me, it's very much is a tunnel. It's not just a trail under a bridge, even though it's also a bridge. Just because there's like soil and stuff on both sides, and it's just a narrow area. Like I'm comfortable mapping this itself as a tunnel. Um, oh yeah, so the actual bridge as mapped in OpenStreetMap doesn't even start till here. So this is just being this is just an embankment here. Um, no, filled with concrete, but still an embankment. I think yeah, you can map a tunnel area. Easy. Then this, see, this is annoying to maintain. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this just like is the right of way here, and I'll just put this on this. You can put railway abandoned on highways, and it generally won't break stuff. So yeah, and this is definitely connected. Like not here actually though. So connected over here. There's literally no reason to connect these because, again, abandoned railway doesn't exist. Uh. Oh gosh. Yeah. I didn't mean to move that. Yeah. I'm just gonna disconnect this. Do they meet under here? That I don't know what it's supposed to be looking like. I'm just gonna connect it here and railway mappers can DM me later. I find it hard to believe that they would have. I was probably this road was probably built after the railway was abandoned, so who knows what the geometry used to be. Yeah. So the abandoned railway is still tagged on this for consistency. If it was a main line, I might make more of an effort, but it's just a spur, an industrial spur, so it's not that important to maintain, I don't think. If you want to maintain that, you can put it in open historical map. Cool. Well, I'm just going to make this section of the trail a tunnel and connect it to my tunnel area. And there's lighting in here, so I'm going to add lit equals yes, everyone's favorite tag. Though honestly, the entire trail is lit, so I'm going to add that tag to all this stuff. Lit at night, uh, implied. I think you can do lit equals 24/7 if it's lit during the day, like in the tunnel. The tunnel's not very long, so it doesn't need to be lit during the day. Yep, all this in the old trail too. Yeah, so there's already a lit tag on that, so I'll just propagate it to all this other stuff, and there we go. So now if you want to find a place where you can go walking at night and it'll be lit, then you can find that with this data. All right, this is looking much better, I think. Let's check out. Oh yeah, this shows where this this service road joins up. Don't know exactly where the gate is. It's probably around here. Yeah, so these signs say walk, bike on ramp, which I doubt anyone's going to do because it's really not a very steep ramp and it's pretty wide. So they just don't want you like picking up a bunch of speed, crashing, hitting people with your bike. Um, but we will do bike dismount because that's what its sign does. Therefore, it's verifiable. Um, so even though this we still map as a cycleway, uh, it's it's clearly built to cycleway standards. It's just the sign says you got to get off your bike. I'll even add a source for that. Source bicycle. Fine. Cool. Oh, is this pole have a number? It does have a number. Did I take a picture of it? No, I think I did. I miss that pole? I think I missed that pole. Like I got it indirectly here. What does it say? S8? S8. That doesn't make any sense. What? All right, we're gonna put the street lamp here. I don't know what this number is supposed to say. Maybe we can infer it. Oh, it's S8 because this one's S7. Okay. For the spur. That's for the spur. Someone's thinking, and it's not me. Okay, S7. S6. So you can add such a wide amount of information without aerial imagery. I'm just going purely based on my GPS track and my photos and what I remember from being there. Okay, looks like next to this there was a manhole for electric power power utility manhole. It's the preset. I took this because way off in the distance there was a pole. Looks like a light, probably around here. Yes, on the inside there's a pole. S5. S4. Improve that location a bit. And they really just build everything around this billboard. Oh, the billboard's not mapped. I will map the billboard. Some people map these as lines. I don't like to do that because then if you segment the line, then there's two billboards when there should only be one. Um, but you can put the width on here and the direction, which is basically the same as doing a line with 2 points. I think there's an open issue on ID to be able to like click and drag these cones, so you don't have to manually put them in the editor, but yeah, it's fine. It's a nice to have, not a need to have. S3, S2. What was on there? What is? Oh, there's a surveillance camera on this one. Don't like that. Um, gonna map that. Surveillance camera. You know, I put like next to it, even though it's on top, just so it's easier to click and maintain. And then yeah, S1. Did a nice job with these gardens. I'm sure they pulled out all the stops for the opening with all the politicians, but we'll see if they get maintained. Google Banks, I think, does a really good job though, because they have their own sort of structure and funding, I think. Walk, bike, on ramp. Ooh, ooh, look at this. So here we have an archway. Let's see if I got a photo. Yeah, this archway here that goes across the entrance. That was, yeah, they probably just bought it off a catalog, basically. Um, so it has the maker plate embedded onto that. Um, made by Polygon Open Air Structures by Porter Corporation, a Playcore company in Holland, Michigan. Buildings copyrighted and patented. So this structure is, I guess, copywritten and patented. Uh, I don't honestly don't know how we want to map this. Is there just a arch? Is it artwork? It's an entrance. I never understood if that's like what you're supposed to use entrance for. I usually use it for like building entrances, but some people use it for area entrances. I mean, I'm definitely going to mark this as a trailhead. Actually move that back a little bit. But there's also this archway thing. There's also one on this side. Um, so I don't know. Man-made arch? Uh, portal? I don't know. Not quite sure. I think there's one here. I don't actually see it on the area. Oh, is it there? Oh, it is here. It's just super thin. See the blue line? This blur. All right. All right, we're gonna make this and this arches because that's what it is. Um, it's also an entrance. I don't really know. It's color blue, material metal. Um, I I could go dig deep to figure out. Is Polygon the name of the structure or the name of the company? Okay, now I gotta dig deep to figure it. Polygon open air structure, Holland, Michigan. Okay, yeah, it's the name of the company, but it's owned by Portercore, which is owned by Playcore. Classic. All right, I'm just gonna do manufacturer Polygon. Is there wiki data for this? See, I don't know. Oh, I think it just. Oh, I think Wikidata shows just the ones that have an exact name match first, and none of them are the company. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new item. Is it lowercase? It's just the they have an about contact. You gotta see where they use their name in prose. A Polygon Pro. Yeah, so they use uppercase, even though they're lowercase. Um, and their word mark. Open Air Structure Company. Uh, yeah, I don't know what exactly statements I should be using here, but um, at least do these. Holland, Michigan, and the website, language of worker name, English. They should really make the UI easier. Um, yep, and then I can do. The reason I added this to Wikidata is so I can come back here. And there's probably multiple companies named this, so I can do manufacturer, Wikidata, and then put in the name of the thing. Cool. So even though I didn't wasn't exactly sure what to tag this as, like I can just start making up a tag, man-made arch, and use that for other things. And then if enough other people start using that tag, then it catches on, and then it'll be easy to query arches. If there's another tag that's better, then somebody can come and replace this tag so that everything's consistent. That's the nice thing about these tags in OpenStreetMap is that you can very easily and very quickly start using them. And I'll add a trailhead too here as well, because these are the access points for Schuylkill River Trail here in Philadelphia. All right, we've done that. We've done that. There's the billboard. I kind of want to map these railings. I didn't take photos of exactly where they start and stop, but actually the thing they just go the whole length of the ramp. I'm going to risk mapping them, um, even though they won't be exact. just because they are like pretty prominent features. And yeah, so all of the oh shoot, this is probably too close. All of these poles are on the far side of the railing. I'm not exactly sure how wide the trail is. I could try to suss it out. Just gonna eyeball it though. Why do we add the railings? They're just nice visually when you're looking at a map of this area, so that you'll see the line, um, and then you go, oh, like I can go down the trail, but I can't like just cut through. You can't walk through, which is probably why they added these railings. So because otherwise people would just bike like through these gardens down the hill and probably crash. Mm, fence equals railing. Sure, why not? Gate and swing gate are two separate barrier tags, but railing and fence are not. Yeah, I mean the trail in this area is actually kind of punishing with like you really can't walk off the trail very much to use the rest of the green space because there really isn't much other green space. They added a few gardens, um, but they don't want you like sitting there or even walking there. It's just really industrial area, and most of the trails like on the bridge, so obviously you can't go off the bridge. Cool. So it might not go all the way here, but it's pretty close, so looks pretty good. All the way to the end, I mean. Okay, what next? Ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, you can see here the railing goes all the way down. Um, nice view of the trail. I mean, check out all those people that were there on opening day. Really exciting improvement for the city. Okay, electric panel here. I mean, these aren't even manholes really, because you can't go down in them. But I think this is the tag that people are using in OpenStreetMap. Get the sort of bird's eye view of the yeah. So that's about right where we put the connection to the service road, which I don't think is going to be. This gate's probably going to be locked most of the time. It's not public access, I don't think, but it would be awesome if it were. Where does this go? Oh yeah, they should just they built this other ramp over here. They should have just built the ramp here. Uh, if people are driving down, it's nice to have a pedestrian option. Electric box. There's like two photos of this one. No, there's just a lot of electric boxes here. That's on the outside. So here's a funny one. These porta pots are, I think, temporary just for the opening ceremony. It'd be super nice if they had permanent toilets because there's not enough public restrooms in Philadelphia, but I think they're probably just temporary, so I'm not going to map them. This is Another view of these street cabinets. Where are we now? I think we're over. They really got to have an option to figure out where the heck you're. Okay. So I think I missed these last time. Oh man. Oh yeah, so okay, there's just a bunch of panels here. Which will probably get grown over by weeds pretty soon, but that's why it's nice to get out and survey like right when things open, because they're never going to be this pristine again. Uh, and you can get all the information. Like I'm sure some of these like numbers are going to peel off the poles and things. Um, it just gives you a snapshot in time too, like in the future if people want to figure out like when was this thing installed? Well, if the data was added at such and such date, if you have a survey that has photos, then you can see what was available on day one and what was added later. Um, there's a power. It's going to be opposite because the photo's going the other way. So telecom's on this side, power's on this side. And then here was another power. Yeah, this is communication here. Cool. And this is where I walk back over the bridge and get photos of all the poles on the other side of the bridge. Um, I gotta add some, I gotta tag these little guys. You got fish, depicts fish. What was this one? A hawk. It's a bird of prey, but I'll just say bird for now. Big bird or raptor. It definitely is a raptor. Boom. It's either a hawk or a falcon, I think. Just some nice views of the city. Okay, so this is really interesting here. The very beginning of this video, I mentioned this where the bridge divides or the traffic divides. So I think it's going to be really nice to to keep you just get a lot of space there because it's a wide area. And if all the traffic's going the same direction, it's easier to pass people, stuff like that. Because it is a mixed pedestrian cycling bridge. Right now, people have mapped this just as a single line, and we really want to divide that up so that people can see the actual geometry of the trail. And I'm going to do that. I think so somebody said this is a fixed pier structure. This is the cable supported bridge structure. Oh no. Remember earlier I said I was gonna let somebody else decide which section was which? Well, I think I'm gonna be the one that actually breaks this bridge up into the component structures because it's like somebody is already caring about that information, so might as well do it. But it's not too bad to split up an area in ID if you know how to do it. You just got to turn into a multi-polygon first, like this. I'm just pressing the X key to split. Um, gonna attach those. And then this area here, I'm gonna remove from the bridge. I'm just gonna combine these actually, and then this I'm gonna draw. So it's gonna be two overlapping lines here. That's fine. I'll do the same thing on this side. Remove this from the relation. Combine them. Add man-made equals bridge. Upgrade the tags. Connect them like that. And voila. Oh yeah. So then you want to copy these tags, get rid of the relation if we can. Yep. And then put them there. So now it's just a regular polygon, not a multi-polygon. You don't know what I'm talking about. That's just it's OpenStreetMap jargon to define the different ways entities are mapped. Cool. So yeah, I guess I can add the bridge equals whatever. Um, so bridge equals suspension. Oh, it's like bridge colon structure is cable stayed. Cable stayed. There you go. And the other ones I'll just leave how they were. It's a nice curve. Some structural engineer, some architect really drew a real nice curve there. They had a good day. Someone's dreams made became reality. And they probably drew it out in much higher detail than I am on paper. Uh, and now I'm just then they made it reality, and now I'm putting it back on paper, so to speak. Cool. Where was I? I was looking at my photos. Oops. Back to polls. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna divide the trail. Ba-doom ba-doom. Uh, all right. I'm gonna get rid of this description because I can just do bridge. The same thing here. Bridge structure is cable stayed. And then this, it's just a regular bridge. So can I just do the same thing? Bridge structure. I think truss. No, that's a truss. Um, it's just a regular bridge. I don't know what else to say. No additional support between a beam bridge. Oh, so yeah, this picture is right. It's just a beam bridge, I think. So now I can get rid of this description because if it's in the tags and it's not like notable, then just get rid of it from the description. Bridge structure is beam, I guess. And I can do that here. I can even select both at once, save some time. And like before, get rid of this extra description. And yeah, we're gonna make this one way. It's exciting. Um, we're actually gonna have to split it down here. Uh, yeah, we have to move this all up a little. It's no longer in the center. And then this is a circle, like I said before. I could try to use the circularize function. I'm just gonna draw it out though. I think this would be faster to do it manually. But it does actually, now that I think about it, it does connect here. Like the circle connects. It's just these parts here that are. Um, I'm just now seeing the chat. Hello, chat. Kind of forgot I was streaming this. Hello. Um, yeah, it's just this part here that's one way. This part is a big circle, um, which is, I guess, a lot like a rotary on a highway. And then this would be one way again, or two way rather. Cool. I'm gonna go draw the other side of the bridge. It's often much easier to like draw new stuff than to um, just adjust existing lines. I think a lot of mappers will just delete stuff wholesale and redraw it if they have to like move a lot of points. Again, this geometry might not be just like super duper accurate, um, but it's best guess for now. I'm gonna split that, so this could be one way. Yeah. So I'm gonna select these three sections here and go say one way, which is not often used on cycleway bridges. So uh, this rendering is somewhat foreign to me, but you can kind of make out the arrows are pointing the correct direction. And this should be the same because I split it. Yeah. And then this, I'm just gonna copy all of these tags, assuming they're all correct. And split this here, and split it at the other side as well. Put these tags on. It's gonna go one way the other direction. And this, we want to copy these tags because this is the other type of structure. Flip that around. And then do the same thing in this little nubbin. That around. And we're looking pretty good. Just got to do the little connection. Ooh, this does not look good. That's kind of ugly. Um, but yeah, we're gonna. How do I want to do this? So I think it actually like connects here. Um, oh, this is part of the relation. Oh yeah, because I just added this. Connect it like that, and then this would connect here. I think that's how I want to map it. Um, do the same thing on this side. Yeah. So I think it's after it enters the circular part. That's when it reconnects. I think I have a picture of that somewhere. Oh yeah. So here's what I'm talking about. It goes in the circle, it reconnects, and then you can go in a circle. Turn around if you want. If you're a pedestrian following car rules where you can't just flip around. Oh God, this looks kind of ugly. Can you just select a bunch of points and circularize them? I don't think so. Yeah, definitely not. Doesn't know. It doesn't know what order they should go in. Um, all right, we're gonna have to rearrange these relations anyway. So I'm gonna just first download these relations and then actually delete them. And then these are all the same tags, so I don't mind just combining them, circularizing it, centering it, and then splitting it again. Um, And this part here would not be one way. One way is nope. Yeah. And we do the same thing with the other pier here. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna copy this so we have the exact same locations or geometry because they're presumably built to be identical. Complex geometry for a little bridge. Like it is a big bridge. Just didn't call it a little bridge. For pedestrians at least. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, make sure these are one way equals no. All right, now I gotta add the stuff all the way back to their relations so we don't mess up the roots. So what are we looking at? We got the East Coast Greenway and we have the Schuylkill River Trail. I don't actually know if they're headed the same direction, but we'll just add all the segments to both um, and figure it out afterwards. Oh, this is super wrong. Why is it so wide here and so thin here? I don't know. Come on, Philly. We need new imagery. Um, hmm, this at least is too close together. Yeah, it's more like it. Oh, these are getting in the way. I'm gonna turn off the custom map data and finally see what we're doing. Um, mm, okay, so now I'm gonna select everything that needs to be added to the relations. Use the space bar to select here so I don't accidentally drag stuff. And I think this one, River Trail. So there's a bunch of routes here. There's the walking route, there's the bike route, there's the Google Banks, which I think I added. Schuylkill River Greenways is the parent. Water Trail's not relevant. Yeah, okay. We want the bike trail. We want the walking trail. And we want Google Banks. And we want the East Coast Greenway, PA section. All right, so if I think this one's the only, this one and the green, I gotta get rid of these photos too. Much better. All right, yeah, this is correct. I think for how do we do the one ways again in relations? So this is forward. Yeah, you just add forward because I, I forget why. I think it's because you can only go in the direction of the way is what it means. Um, yeah, Schuylkill Banks. Schuylkill Banks is just the section of Schuylkill River Trail past Boathouse Row, and this is the part that's operated by the Schuylkill River Development Corporation. This is missing a bunch of segments though. So now we're gonna have to fix this up. You try to fix one thing and then you end up fixing other stuff you didn't mean to fix. That's the way of it. I don't know if that's been added. Yeah, it hasn't. And this is the other walking route. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. It's a bit annoying to keep like all these different relations going, but they each have their own role. Uh, like the Schuylkill River Trail bike and walking routes are actually somewhat different. There's parts where they're they're separated for where you can bike and where you can walk. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to add. Yeah, okay, so these I'm gonna have to add to those relations as well. Google Banks. Yeah, that's right. And then this I'm gonna delete from those because it's no longer the terminus of the trail there. And now I got to go back and add the one-way tags or the shoot, my brain's frying. Got to add the roles to these relations. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Oh, no, not the straightaways. And not these little connectors either. Just the one-way segments. We got to add roles. Cool. So I can just add forward to all of these, and that'll be properly uh, adjusted. Yeah, now we're cooking. Look at that. Get some real progress on that. What is this? Did I add this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Apparently I added a point there. Getting rid of that. Um, and let's see. I want to finish adding all the polls. Then I think we're pretty good. Although I there's a lot more photos and things that I did take, but kind of running out of steam here. So, ooh, no, I don't want to see other imagery. I want to add my photos back. Yeah, I remember here there was a new trail segment. Uh, uh-oh. There's more poles in this area too. Um, oh man. Oh man. There's so much more in the map. All right, I'm gonna do my diligence. We're gonna try to figure this out. All right. See, this should be like right up next to the building or the structure here. So this is an electrical panel. This is like a much older electrical panel, probably for the billboard. Oh yeah, here's what I wanted to map a minute ago. This section. Okay. Okay. So there's this fence is gone, I think. Um, I don't. Maybe did I take a photo of it? Oh yeah, that's just going over to the Crescent. Whew. So this area here is yeah. So there's like a looks like a temporary fence. It's a chain link fence. I think this fence is like gone. I don't think there's a gate here anymore. Um, yeah, this seems to be done. And the trail, there's like two sections here. There's this part. I think this alignment's a little better. Yeah, this part seems to loop around, and then this pole is just hanging out. Uh, so we're actually gonna have to fix all the relations we just did. That's kind of nice. Gives it more of a gradual. Um, you still have like this kind of left turn, but this part's more gradual. Uh-oh, too many ads to back up. Yes, this isn't part of any of those relations. This is the one true Schuylkill River Trail. I'm gonna leave the tags. I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. Um, yeah, that part's legit. Oh yeah, this is definitely a private access gate. It's really annoying because it's just a private facility, I guess. They don't want outsiders in there, but there's it'd be nice to be able to just walk through here. Because you can't, I guess you'd have to go up to this road, but they have to go up the ramp. If you wanted to get to like any of these locations, you need private access. Or walk all the way around to the front entrance. Oh yeah, I think this is wrong. I think this is all, oh, I guess I added this. It seems to be all private from what I recall. It might be customers. I think it's just, I'm gonna leave it private for now, for the avoidance of doubt. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. All right, it's telling me to back up or save my edits. I'm gonna go ahead and save them, um, but we can keep editing. I'll go ahead and fill it out correctly. Schuylkill River Trail, detailing, Christian to Crescent. And source was survey. And, there's always some degree of aerial imagery. Um, and GPS and tree level photos. Yeah. Uh, local knowledge, sure. I mean, I'll just say survey. Cool. No, we're not quite done, but we have saved our edits, so thankfully they didn't they didn't get lost somehow because that was a lot of editing. But yeah, I want to add the rest of these polls just so I don't have to think about them anymore. Street lamp 30. Street lamp 32. So looks like they're right across from each other, which is convenient. Street lamp 34. Street lamp 36. Oh yeah, surveillance cameras. Looks like they're in these two corners. Some people just add them to the point, but I think that's sort of. I think it sort of implies it's like either at the very top or the very bottom, and these are sort of in the middle. So I'm just gonna put them like a little off. Actually, they're a little outside because they're hanging off the wall there. Surveillance camera. Go. 38. Oh yeah, this might be too wide. We'll let it hang. We'll see. Oh, no, it's not a camera. Street lamp. Reference code 40. 42. Yeah, if we wanted to, we could make up tags to map all these lights and everything, but um, I don't think we have the wherewithal to do that. Doesn't seem worth it. 44. That's just a cool shadow. Look at that shadow. Dang. 46. Oh, yep. And same surveillance situation, it looks like. Which two corners? Yeah, I think it's the same with those two. The same two corners. I love this IKEA furniture they put out for a face painting person that wasn't there yet. If it was permanent, we could map it, but I highly permanent. That would get thrown in the river so fast. Oh man. 48, presumably on the edge here. Oh yeah, it's nice view of the situation. There's a lot of piers here that we could map at some future point. Um, Holding up the bridge. 50. Okay, we're almost done with this area. 52. Fortune just on lighting. 54. Oh, what? Whoa. All right, so it looks like whoever sussed out where the difference was, or the change in bridges. It's just off by a little bit because they didn't have the they were just they didn't have the actual benefit of surveying. So gonna move this up here, and it should be good. You'll be on that side. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Next photo. Next slide, please. Um, oh yeah, so once we're off that, we don't have any more holes on that side of the bridge. Cool. I think we got all them poles. Can highly detailed on the pole department. Love to see it. I still didn't find 37. Still looking for you 37. Go back to survey. You think you get as much information as you possibly can from one survey, and you always got to go back for more. Some kind of rule in nature. All right, was there pulse here that I missed? What's going on here? 12. Mapped you. 11. Did I map 11? No, I didn't. I think they peter out. There might be one or two here that I missed. Um, oh shoot, no. I got him. Look at me. You didn't think he was gonna get him, but he got him. Oh yeah, gotta map the electrical box. Hole 9. Hole 8. Oh, this is sideways. But, oh man. It's like here. The pole's behind it somewhere. Electrical box. This would be the other kind of electrical box. Street cabinet. It'd be 2 actually. That pole's already mapped, I guess. It might have been moved. Where's this electrical box? I guess it's on this side of the trail. This alignment might be a little off, but we shall see in time. That's communication. Telecom, please. These all, did I get all these right? Yeah, it's electric. Okay. Oh yeah, and then inside of the tunnel, I think there are 4 lights on each side. Definitely gonna map those. Tunnel lit equals yes. Probably placed out like that. It's just wall-mounted lights. Is there a timer? Probably on a timer because I don't know. Timer sensor. All right, so it looks like it goes down to 8 here. These were already installed, this is 2020, so years ago. I don't know if they would have numbers or not. This building looks temporary, but it was still there when I was there, so it's probably been there a while. Oh, not a shelter. Yeah, like I said, I took a ton more photos going up here, but this is all stuff that's already been mapped. Um, might go back later and do some more detailing based on my survey, but I just really wanted to map the Christian to Crescent section of the trail. Let's take off the photos. Oof, a lot of points now. Yeah, you love to see it. Cool. Well, this is super exciting. I want to go out and bike now. Um, I've walked it when it was really crowded at the opening, but I want to bike it. I want to be there when nobody else is there. It sounds nice to check out and relax and enjoy. Oh, cool. I'm calling it for this video. But thanks so much for watching. It's my first stream. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and hopefully we can do some more mapping on stream and get the stuff on the map. Oh, I forgot to save. Let's go back. Save the edit. But I'm just gonna use the same change set comment. And yeah, now the edit is live on OpenStreetMap. You can check out the change set number. And if we zoom in, nah, the tiles. Oh, yeah. So the tiles are all going to be updated probably by tomorrow with the latest from OpenStreetMap. But tile server's a bit out of date. Just this section's a little preview of what we're going to get. Um, yeah, and this was my second change set. Let's go check out. Um, yeah, this was a bigger change set because I went and edited some of the and it's some of the relations. Sweet. Cool. Happy trails, everybody.